online workout for. Before you start, you need to make sure that you've got the TRAINERIZE app at hand. You also need to make sure that minimum you have a kettlebell and a chair or a seat. Make sure you've got plenty of water ready as well. Before you start this, if you haven't already, go through the warm-up routine that's in your program in the TRAINERIZE app. That's important. You need to make sure that you do that first. If you have done that, continue. If you haven't, pause this and go back and do that now. So, exercise 1 is going to be a kneel and clean and press with your kettlebell. When you're doing any of the exercises in this workout, you're going to be doing 4 sets. And when you're doing these, if you haven't done this before, I'd suggest that you start on 8 reps for every exercise. If you have done this before, you can go and have a look in your app as to what you did last week. Every time you do an exercise, you want to be rating yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being hardest, 1 being easiest. And you want to be working at a 7 or more every single set. So your first exercise is a kneel and clean and press. 1 knee down on the floor, 1 foot on the floor, front knee and back knee at 90-degree bend. Your kettlebell is going to be in your opposite hand as to whichever foot's on the floor. Kettlebell goes down to the floor each rep. You're going to twist the kettlebell to the back of the forearm, come up nice and tall and press above head. Each rep taking that kettlebell back down to the floor. So you're either going to start with 8 reps on one side, swapping it over straight into 8 reps on the other side, or you're going to go against what you did last week. And as you progress through the sets, set 2, 3 and 4, if you're not on a scale, on that 1 to 10 scale of a 7 or more, you need to increase your reps. So you could be going up to a maximum of 20 reps on each side, making sure that you're on a scale of 7 or more. So make sure you now pause this video until you've done your 4 sets. Use your TRAINERIZE app that has a timer between sets, a 90-second timer. Make sure you record your reps and what weight you use. Pause it until you've done all 4 sets of kneel and press. If you've done those, we can now move on to exercise 2, which is going to be a single leg glute bridge. Same principle. I'm going to show you the exercise and then you need to pause the video, go and do the sets on the TRAINERIZE app using the timer on there. Scale yourself from 1 to 10, no lower than a 7 each set. Play around with the reps you use. If you've got varying weights, you can use different weights as well. Single leg foot raised glute bridge. You're going to need your chair or your seat for these ones. It's going to be body weight, so you don't need any weight. You're going to have 1 foot on your chair, your seat or your bench. Your other leg's going to go straight up in the air. Your starting position, you need to make sure that you're in a 90-degree bend. So if your bum's too far away, you'll be too extended, or if your bum's too close, you'll be too flexed. So your starting position is knee in a 90-degree bend. From there, you want to shorten your upper body, roll your shoulders, keep this nice and tight, pushing through your heel of your foot that is on the bench or seat. You're just going to lift your hips and extend, bringing your hips all the way back down to the floor. As you extend, you don't want to open up your shoulders and fall back to the floor. You still want to keep that upper body nice and fixed. So you're going to start off with 8 reps one side, then switch legs, 8 on the other side. Or have a look at what reps you did the last time you completed this workout. Make sure you note yourself on the scale. Go ahead, pause this, fill in the app, use the timer to complete the single leg glute bridge. If you've done that, you can now move on to station and exercises number 3. And this is going to be a superset. It's going to be press ups, then into V-ups, so 2 floor exercises. The variations for your press ups are going to be a half press, a full press, or a weighted press. All 3 variations are going to use the same technique in the upper body. Imaginary line between thumbs. As you lower your body, that is where your chest is going to go to. You don't lower your head down towards your thumbs. Chest to thumbs, keeping your elbows, small gap between elbow and body, big gap between shoulder and ear. Don't scrunch your shoulders up towards your ears. So you're either going to be doing these on knees, chest to thumbs, in a full position, chest to thumbs, or if you want to do weighted, using a weight plate, go from underneath, pop the weight on your back, and then same, chest to thumbs. When you're noting these down in your TRAINERIZE app, if you're doing a half press up, the weight used is 0.5. If you're doing a full press ups, it's 1. If you're doing a weighted press up, for instance, I had a 10 kilo plate there, it'll be 10 kilos. Start with 8 reps or go against what you did the previous time you've done this workout. Straight from that, you're going to superset that with V-ups. And you can either do double or single leg. Hardest variation, double leg V-ups. Roll your shoulders, flatten your back to the floor, and then you're just going to bring your fingertips up towards your toes, keeping your legs straight. And you're just peeling your shoulders up off the floor. Or if you're struggling with those, go to single leg V-ups. And you're just alternating legs as you roll your shoulders up. The whole time, whichever variation you're doing, your back is staying nice and flat and firm into the floor. Go ahead and pause this. Complete your 4 sets of that superset. Fill in your reps and weight used on TRAINERIZE and make sure you use the 90-second timer. If you've done that, let's crack on to your final station and final exercise, which is going to be curtsy lunges. So curtsy lunges, you're going to be doing these all on one leg first and then all on the other leg. And you're going to input these individually on the app as well. You can do these with or without a kettlebell. Weight stays at chest height. Think about an imaginary line going from your toe right through your heel. And you want to take your back foot just slightly across that imaginary line as you drop down. So a normal lunge is just taking that foot straight back. The curtsy lunge coming slightly across that line and then drop the hips so that both front and back knee go at a 90-degree bend. So you're going to complete all one side and then straight into all on the other side. Again, start with 8 reps each leg, or go against what you've done the previous time you've done this workout. Again, use that scale, 1 to 10, 10 being hardest, 1 being easiest. You want to be no less than a 7. Pause this, go ahead and complete the final exercises on the TRAINERIZE app and get it filled in and sent off to your coach.